I'll start by admitting that this isn't my usual type of video, but on a trip to Toys R Us today, I couldn't help but notice just how well stocked it was when I went in. So this is actually my second loop through the store. I did an initial opening loop first, then on the way out I realized, you know what, I'd like to show people, the people of this channel, how well stocked it is as far as the action figures go. Now, this is the clearance section, which is new. They hadn't usually done this here before. At least as far as putting the clearance section up at the front of the store. So that I thought was quite interesting. Now, nothing super duper special just because that stuff's been around for a while, but it's still good to see it, right? So as we go along the aisleway here, it's a little bit dead today. There's usually actually a lot more people here. I mean, if this was the usual crowd, I'd be worried that the place would be shutting down, but I'm usually not worried. Usually over holiday season, it's quite busy in this area. Now here's the Fortnite end cap, which has been there forever, but they've turned over the selection a little bit. Here's a wall of baby Yodas or so on this extended sort of pseudo end cap. And you got some Marvel items here on the left side. And as you go along, you see some AEW wrestling dolls at the bottom and some WWE basics figures as well. And we transition over to the other wrestling figures. You've got basically a full wave of AEW there, which is quite interesting to see. And you've got some WWE guys as well, like these legends, Billy Gunn and Roddy Piper, which are figures that normally I'd buy if I didn't already have versions of them. And you got some Jurassic Park over here. And as you get to the end of the aisleway, you turn around and you've got a large selection here of Masters of the Universe Origins, as well as a little bit in the way of Revelations. And again, this is stuff we've all seen before, but to see this cluster, this large cluster, and some Batman here as well. Again, this large cluster is quite surprising for me. I'm not used to seeing this kind of selection, right? Even the Power Ranger stuff, you've got some new stuff here, like you've got the hooded version of Andros, which they hadn't released until recently. The Transformers section is a little sparse, but they do have this really cool Kingdom Rhinox here, and I'll show you they got stuff in the other section over to my right. I'm just making the turn here, and they've expanded this section as well for action figures. Like you can see some Marvel and Star Wars related products here. You've got the General Lando at the top, among some other Star Wars related stuff, and you've got the 2-pack of Luke and Yoda, which I already own, but it's good to see that there. And you see some more Marvel stuff, some of the movie-related items for Marvel. The Legends section. It's always good to see that this big of a selection, right? And there you see the Kingdom version of Rodimus Prime, which is a great figure that I also own as well. And you've got some more of the Masters of the Universe Origins type stuff. And you've got this selection of a G.I. Joe Classified stuff here. Some of the movie stuff from the Snake Eyes movie, which I'm not a fan of, but again, it's just good to see this much stuff here. And you got some Halo stuff. So that's basically the tour. And I know some of you are asking, like, why do we have Toys R Us here? So I'm up in Canada, which is why we have a Toys R Us. I know that in the US they've been shut down for a number of years, but they're making some sort of a smaller pseudo comeback, which is glad to see, or at least I'm glad to see and hear about it. But anyway, that was the general tour, guys. I just want to say thanks to the Patreon supporters, whose names I'll flash up here in a second. And don't forget to visit patreon.com/toyconnections if you're able to help this channel grow. Otherwise, that was the tour, guys. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this sort of a bonus episode that I don't normally do on this channel. All right, so with that, I'll just say goodbye and see you again in the next video. Take care.